we found if we make our kids watch stuff about places in the real world, then they're like, I want to go there.
I just constantly trying to live in the present and say these are the good old days.
It hit me the other day. I'm not just going to miss this, like, oh yeah, when my kids are old and moved out, I'm going to miss the noise and the mess. But it's like when my wife and I go for a date, the thing we desperately needed, the first thing we're like, I miss the kids. Like you're going to miss it like
right,
6 hours
immediately.
From now. Chet Garner is the host of this show called The Daytripper, which is this Emmy award-winning travel show. How do we watch stuff that opens up our minds and then we go do that stuff in real life? So we have taken so many trips because of Chet's videos. But we found if we make our kids watch stuff about places in the real world, then they're like, I want to go there.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So that's kind of how we're
from the beginning of making the show, I was like, man, if people watch my show and then they just stay on the couch and flip the channel, like I kind of failed.
Yes.
I want to make a show that inspires people to get off, get in their car and go have real life interactions.
Totally.
Which seems crazy now.
Well, and it's just, it's like, look, if we're watching some exotic YouTube channel about people backpacking in Europe,
sure,
there's a bunch of logistics that are required, to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is like, oh, we're watching it on a Saturday morning. Let's go now.
Yeah,
And so it's
totally.
Actually been nice. I would encourage people. Obviously, watching your stuff is awesome, but I'm sure there are equivalents wherever they live,
totally.
It's been great because it's like, oh, hey, here's an off-the-shelf itinerary for, where do we go a couple weeks ago? Kyle, because we watched a thing about Kyle. It's like,
did you have pie? Did you go get some pie?
We got the pie, and then we shot zombies in the
the rage room place.
They didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, and so they're like, I got to try that thing. So we did that. And it was. Oh man,
it's amazing when you create something that like actually hits and it inspires people to go. History's just not clean.
Right.
And so you're either going to brush it under the rug and not talk about it, or you're going to try to get in and add some sort of clarity to an otherwise completely murky situation.
I think that's important. Like if history is clean or fun to you, you're not reading history.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's propaganda, right? Like if you're not uncomfortable, if you're not getting a glimpse into the darkness that human beings are capable of, that's not history. That's like a book you get your dad from Costco for his birthday. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
There's that sort of pleasing fun, everyone's getting along, or it was bad, but we worked on it, and actually it's pretty gnarly. Yes.
I do though. One of our big things, like, right. I want to be the joyful alternative to all the other junk that's out there on the news. And so, I do take that seriously. I want families to be able to sit down, watch the show, have a great time, enjoy, laugh. So I do want to be light.
Yeah,
I want to spread light. I want to be light to people. And so you're like, well, man, there's just some hard stories that you got to deal with.
Yes.
So either we ignore them, which is just I don't think is the right answer, or we hopefully shine light into dark places for people who didn't want to think about it and sort of give them a way to understand it, think about it, talk about it with their kids.
Yeah.
In a way that's productive and understanding. When they're out traveling like you are, because you're going to travel. I mean, maybe you go to Jasper, maybe you won't, but you'll travel somewhere and you'll see some things that are probably kind of hard to talk about as parents. So what do? You just like brush them under the rug, or do you kind of help your kids understand
that's the job, right? Your job is to talk to them about those things.
That's the gig.
You're like, what am I supposed to tell my kids? You're supposed to tell them what happened. You didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't do it. You are not guilty, but we're all responsible.
Oh, that's good.
There's some distinction there between, like, although what I would say is you become guilty if you are complicit in the cover up of said thing, right?
Okay,
if you decide not to talk about it, or you go, oh, it was just unpleasant, or, if you try to both sides it or whatever,
sure.
Then what you're doing is you're not just robbing your kids of, I think, the just basic resilience of being able to be uncomfortable and look at things and learn, but you're also setting them up. you're depriving them of the opportunity to write a better future because you are not telling,
Yeah. I mean, do you believe like history will repeat itself? Like
certainly.
Yeah. I mean, right. You've studied history enough, right?
Yeah.
So how do you break the cycle?
Yes.
I mean, you have to keep educating the kids and help them to kind of seek a better future.
Yeah. And also like, I know my kids and I know their character and I believe it. I don't think when they hear about what happens in Jasper, they're like, they're relating to the guys in the car.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're seeing themselves in the victim, they're seeing themselves in the humanity of the. They're not saying, "Oh, I'm a monster."
Sure.
My dad made me feel bad. I think like when I tell them about history, I want them to relate to the underdogs or the idea that you should only tell them the history where they see a hero and are the hero is I think setting themselves up for a world that's not real. I want them to see themselves in the people that persevered and fought, the people who had dignity, what I like, and then sometimes like it doesn't always work out for people, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But showing them bad people shouldn't make them feel bad. Because they're not bad people.
Totally agree. But also showing them that like, there are all of our heroes are flawed.
Yes, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that they struggle with things doesn't disqualify them from doing great things.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
We've got to deal with both the successes and failures of all of our heroes, and none of them are clean. And so making sure that we aren't over romanticizing whatever, our founding fathers or Sam Houston or Davy Crockett or whatever, like so that they understand the like, hey, man, we're all flawed. Like we've all got sin in our lives, that things we're trying to deal with, that we're trying to work out. And so like you just, that's part of the human process.
Yeah. And is that flaw or that belief or whatever, is that their main thing?
We took our kids to Mount Vernon this summer. Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Because, we're always taught, there's George Washington on the white horse crossing the Delaware or whatever. And then, his fortune was made on the backs of enslaved people. Yeah. And like, here's where they lived too. And so the Mount Vernon's done an amazing job. Mm-hmm. But, making sure that like, hey, our kids see the messier sides of all of it. I got to Austin in 99 when I came to go to UT. And at that point, we were all saying, oh, man, Austin sucks now. You should have seen it a couple decades ago, or like maybe less than a decade when Linklater made Slacker, the film just kind of wandering around Austin. But then they were all talking about, the glory days of the Armadillo World headquarters. And so Austin is always, you should have been here yesterday.
But that's literally they're also the myopia. That's, I think, what travel does is everyone says that about every city in the entire world.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone thinks like, Philadelphia was better. Philadelphia was better 200 years ago.
Yeah.
There's no.
You like Rome now, man. You should have seen it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everyone, because everything is constantly being made and remade and changing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, what better illustration than our kids, right?
Of course.
My gosh. Constantly having to appreciate, well, this is what I've got now, and not to get too nostalgic about what I had then.
Yes.
Because it was just as hard, and I was nostalgic then about what I had before.
Yes.
And not also getting trapped in the forward looking, well, I can't wait till this happens. That's going to be the best time.
Yeah.
So,
you had this experience as a parent where you're like, I can't wait till they can watch themselves. Can't wait till they can walk. All this stuff. And then you get to those moments and all you think about is, oh man, remember when we could just put them down? We didn't have to worry about them going anywhere.
That's
and then you're like, where's my 16-year-old? They know it's curfew. It happens like that.
Dude, that's where we are right now.
Yeah.
We just got a driver. And I thought, and driving is the most terrifying, but also it's the worst and also the best.
Sure.
Because you've got him on a snow day, like, okay, hey buddy, be careful. Yeah. But then also like he could drive himself to practice.
It's a huge weight off your shoulders.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So we've got a big family too. So but you know, I just constantly trying to live in the present and say these are the good old days.
Yes.
Right.
Well, one of the things I've tried to realize as a parent is what I'm rushing towards is the end. You're not just at some big level, you're rushing towards death. That's what we're doing.
Right.
But you're also just rushing towards a thing you will 100% guarantee miss.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And right. It hit me the other day. I'm not just going to miss this, like, oh yeah, when my kids are old and moved out, I'm going to miss the noise and the mess. But it's like when my wife and I go for a date, the thing we desperately needed, the first thing we're like, I miss the kids. Like you're going to miss it like
right
6 hours
immediately.
From now.
Immediately. I'm not looking forward to the kids moving out. I love it, you know, but also like it's exhausting and there's the schedules are a nightmare, but you know, constantly having to remind myself like there'll be a place for the future. There was a place for the past. I've got to get like, this is where I'm at right now.